Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Hi, and welcome to day 10 of Vlogmas. My name is Tracy, and I am the host of the Comfy Red Couch. And it is already double digits of December. Can you believe it? Greg and I went out a little bit earlier today. I didn't bother taking you with us because we were doing some boring things, and really this morning I wasn't very nice to be around either. So it was rainy and I was feeling a little bit grumpy. So I am back home, warm again, and I have something that I'm excited to share with you. So much better to hang around with me at home than to go out with me in the cold and wet. I received a really amazing parcel the other day from our realtor, and it came in this really neat box. This box was filled with many, many beautiful things, but I have to tell you, like a kid at Christmas, I was just as excited about the box because, I mean, it's huge and it can fit so much stuff. So I thought, I have a project I want to start, and it is going to go into this box. So yesterday, I did a sneaky cast on. I did say I was going to maybe cast something on, even though I said I wasn't going to do any cast-ons. I want to knit a Christmas sweater. And there's no point of casting on a Christmas sweater in January. So I have cast it on now. And in my lovely little box, I have my Julgran pattern, and Julgran is a pattern by Andy Satterland. Here are a couple of the photographs of the sweater, and it is a lovely kitschy Christmas tree sweater, and I've had my eye on it for a couple of years. Before we left Toronto, I went to the Knitting Loft, and I had an amazing gift card, and I bought some beautiful yarn. I bought some Moondrake Confetti DK, and this is the Frozen colorway. And last night, I cast on. And starting up here, this is the back of the Julgran sweater. Today, I will be picking up some stitches and doing the shoulder. So I did a nice little section last night, and I'm loving how the confetti is knitting up. I wanted to do a sweater that was Christmassy, but you know, if you wanted to wear it in April because it's a bit chilly or something like that, you could, because it wasn't, you know, screaming Christmas. It's a tree, right? So you can wear it whenever you want, whenever you're feeling a bit foresty perhaps. But so I chose this gorgeous turquoise with the lovely confetti in it. Right now I have popped my stitches on the Knitting Barber cords, and these are great for if you want to try your garment on while you are knitting it, and you pop one end on your needle. I think thought I had a loose needle in here. There we do. There we do. There I do. There we go. Try to mix the two of those. What you do is you pop this on here, and then you can slide your stitches onto the cord, so then that way you can try something on without worrying about losing your stitches, and it's not supposed to pull off easily. So as I said, I did this last night with this, and I've just tied a little loose knot in the end to keep those stitches, those live stitches, just so. I also like the clover stitch holders, but my shorter ones are on my love note right now, and I couldn't easily access the longer ones, meaning they weren't where I thought they were. They're probably not too far. They're somewhere on the knitting table, but the knitting table is a complete disaster right now. Anyway, I popped them on these. I wanted to try out the Knitting Barber cords, and they're nice and bright, and they'll hold the stitches for a little bit while I pop on the right and left shoulders. And hopefully the next time you see this, it will be a little bit bigger. I have popped some nice big space in this box. I have wound up 2 balls. Now, this is hand-dyed yarn, I believe. But when I look at it, it looks really quite similar. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to need to alternate as I get a little farther. I'm going to use this bigger one that I have wound for the 2 fronts. And then when I cast back on in the back, I'll probably start alternating these here. Or I might cast the one shoulder on in this color and then the other shoulder this color and then join. I'm not really sure. Sometimes when you hold it up to the camera, when you're watching back, you can see if there's a bit of a difference. They look so similar to the naked eye right now, but there's nothing worse than when you're looking at your sweater and you can see that definite line where you changed your yarn. So I will have to see how that goes. The yarn is knitting up beautifully, and I am loving the texture and the feel of this confetti DK. Anyway, I did do a cast on. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did do it. I know I said I was going to focus on my whips and not do any cast-ons, but again, if you're going to knit a Christmas sweater, you might as well knit it for the Christmas that you are about to go into. I think what I probably should do for the rest of the month, because now that I've started my Christmas sweater, I would like it done before Christmas, but after that I should probably do a rotation, kind of like Sharon does, and Sharon is, let's see if I get this right, SCR1TNO, I think I got it right. I usually get it wrong. And Sharon has her knitting project, and she has her different styles of knitting on a 6-day rotation. So one of those days is socks, another one is blankets, garments, and for each day, so day 1, let's say, is socks, and then when she gets to the end of the 6 days, the 7th day, so if she starts on Monday, the 7th day is a Sunday, socks are then on the Sunday of the next week. And then the next week after that, it's on the Saturday, and then on the Friday. So it shifts rather than every Monday is sock day, which, you know, sometimes that doesn't always work so well if Mondays are your busiest day. So great idea from Sharon, and I'm thinking that maybe once I'm finished my sweater, I should probably put the whips that I'm really wanting to get done onto a rotation similar to that. But I do kind of like just going with the flow, and especially knitting how I'm feeling. So the past couple of weeks, I've really wanted mindless knits, simple knits, and I've really enjoyed knitting on the Tiddly Palm neck snuggler. That's been a fantastic project. Also, when I was working on Danny's Christmas Eve cast on, the twinkly trees, that one was nice because there was a little bit of thinking involved, but the most part it was pretty simple knitting. I'm hoping that this sweater will be a mix between simple knitting and a little bit of thinking. There is, of course, the pattern section, and you do need to keep track of your rounds. Right now I'm on rows, but when I join, I will be on rounds. So I'm hoping that it will be a nice, quick, simple knit. When I did my Chuck sweater, and that was the orange sweater I wore the other day, it's a beautiful cabled sweater. That took me hardly any time at all. I was through that so quickly, I couldn't believe it. And that was a great pattern, so I really like Andy Satterland's patterns, and I'm hoping that the Yule Gran is as quick of a knit as the Chuck was, if maybe even quicker. Not sure if I will embellish with beads. I might do something removable. I might put a star on it or do something like that. We shall see. Anyway, I am going to try and do a Christmas sweater, and my goal is to have it done before Christmas. I have a dress that I'd like to wear it over. Anyway, that is my Vlogmas for day 10, December 10th, 2021. And I am looking forward to whatever happens tomorrow. Hopefully the weather will change. I don't think so. I think we're expecting another Pineapple Express, more rain for the next few days. Makes it a little bit challenging. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11 of Vlogmas. Bye.
In excelsis Deo, Gloria, in excelsis Deo.
Sometimes a knitter's best friend is a simple highlighter. What I've done with my Yule Gran pattern is I've basically gone through and highlighted my pattern on the size that I'm knitting. So I'm knitting a large, and I've just gone through and highlighted all of the spots that indicate the large needs to be this many stitches or this many rounds or whatever is indicated, so then that way as I'm knitting I don't have to go, what size am I doing again? So I have no problem marking up my patterns. I usually just print them from a PDF anyway, so once I've printed them I don't mind writing on them. If it were in a book, I might be a little bit more hesitant to take a marker to it. Maybe a pencil, but probably not a marker.